Alright guys, welcome. Tactical Tuesdays upon us, another week of a little bit competitive scene between the clans. Hello Saint here, and joined with me of course Nordic. Nordic was going to stream for us this evening, but unfortunately a couple of technical issues that will work out during the week. And I'm sure he'll be up and ready for a possible next week's stream. But yes, Nordic, welcome. How are you? You going good?
Thank you, and I'm good. I'm good.
That's good, mate.
This evening. Disappointment.
It's alright, man. It happens. In terms of the stream quality, guys, I do apologize if it's a bit jittery. I can only do and run it at my best. And yeah, it's already local recorded as well. So if the stream quality is not great, it just goes up on YouTube in terms of local recording, and we'll get a 1080p up there. This evening, we got Finnish squad, ZXD Delta, and SVG up against Rusty places, and we're playing Kokan Valley AA's V2. 500 tickets, 2 hours. Nordic, what do you think? It's a decent level, and it's going back to sort of Project Reality.
Yeah.
Well, what's your take on it, man? Come on. In terms of tactics, playing.
I think for this one, Insurgents are obviously at a disadvantage. I think it's a little bit than the US version, but I think Insurgents needs to do the blocks and rushes to be very aggressive. Otherwise, Russia is just going to roll over them completely.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We've got Insurgent forces up against Russian forces. Insurgents, we're going to have Finnish squads, ZXD Delta, and Serenian Vanguard. They're going to play the Insurgents first. Russian army is going to be Rusty in places. I'm going to be with the Insurgents, I guess, this whole sort of round. But guys, if you don't know the map, Kokan Valley AA's V2, Insurgents starting up with the Golf 1, Keypad 3, Stone Band Depot, District Center, Petrol Station, The Nest, and Russians starting down at the Hilo 9, Keypad 9, guys. Yeah, we'll see sort of how it sort of works out. It's, as Nordic said, you know, I think the Russian forces just have...
AFOP's going to be up in 5 seconds.
Have it up on the insurgent forces, and insurgents have to just play dirty and aggressive, sort of get him out on the gate.
Yeah, they definitely need to basically never let the Russians be comfortable, never let them get into the zone, never let the Russians play their game, so to speak. The Russians need to be forced to play the insurgents game. Every engagement needs to be in the insurgents terms and everything like that. And otherwise, there's going to be dirty.
You're gonna play those insurgent tactic, hit and run, and just watch the spawns. That's all you really got to do. Just keep your enemy at bay. But of course, you know, you got BTRs up against, up against technicals.
We're gonna hold south squad too.
And you know, you're looking at the same weaponry. But again, you know, those Russians
and we have an engagement on the eastern side. Two Russian squads heading right into insurgents.
It looks like that on the petrol station, just down on the Hilo 5, Keypad 9 region. 2 squads of Russians, as stated there by Nordic. BTR just the south point of the petrol station on the road, and up to towards their north. You got SVG, Serenian Vanguard.
Yeah, SVG is gonna get hammered here. There's way too many Russians for them to handle, especially in a half-open field. They have the scope disadvantage. This is. I mean, they're doing the right thing. They're smoking, trying to get out of there, but right now it's looking grim.
Yeah, you got the Russians. They're already in the petrol station area. They're already in the compounds. Making sure everything's cool. Sorry, I just had to check through. They're already in the compound. They're already in the cap zone, as perfectly said. You got the open fields to the northern side, up towards the northwestern region, directly north to northeast. You've got some speckled trees to sort of help you out, but again, you're coming up against 2 squads that you're sort of unsure of. You know, Russian army already capturing the nest area. If I have a look at some the insurgent placement on my screen, guys, you do have squad 5 being SVG already in the petrol station region. Squads 1 and 2 already on the district center, and out towards that sort of far west region, the depot area. Yeah, I have squad 3, which we have our Finnish squad just over towards that there. But again, see sort of how SVG, you know, play it out. Around about 80% of their forces, I would say, are currently down, and medics are working overtime.
Yeah, they're getting pretty hammered there, but that's to be
Copy.
expected. And their rush obviously didn't work on petrol stations. So what they need to do now is stabilize on districts in Deepa and Stonebend. Because even if they don't get the petrol now, they will still be bleeding them with Stonebend, Deepa, and district. Because if they hold it, they have more flags than the Russians. And that is the place they want to be. And once they have that,
Do you have any
they can
context on the
stabilize,
west?
they can breathe out, they can hold district, and then
No, we're all good on the west
focus
so far.
on attacking, sniping BTRs and stuff like that.
Do you think like a good tactic to sort of play when you play this, as you stated, insurgents sort of have that disadvantage up against sort of the mechanics of the Russian forces. Weaponry more or less the same, but do you think insurgents should play sort of a defensive role when playing sort of Cocaine AAS?
Comes in yes and no. Insurgents on every map, pretty much the same as militia, always needs to count on, at least on players facing US and Russia, which is most of the maps. They need to count on bleeding the enemies, because unless there's a very big skill difference between teams, they are not going to win the KD war. The Russians or US will always out KD insurgents and militia, so they need to be bleeding them and taking flags and vehicle assets. And to counter that, I mean, you have techies being worth 6 tickets, which is nothing. So you can lose 3 techies, take out a BTR, and you're still gonna go +6 in that exchange, even if you lose all your techies in the meanwhile. That's what they need to do. They need to win the techies in that way. Because trying to outshoot the opponents, that's just not going to happen. Unless, as I said, there's very uneven teams.
Yeah, they're holding the island in Echo 4.
Yeah, so if we have a look now, you can see SVG now pushing up towards the northern side, I guess, of Petrol Station. They're possibly maybe going to push out towards the west once they get the casualties up. But now we have District Center. Squad 1 has enemies down towards there, around about southeast-ish, but a squad coming in that Echo 4 area. So we may see 2 fronts of battle on the District Center, out towards that western side and down towards the southern side as well. Hopefully SVG can hold off that eastern side, so there's not 3 points of battling sort of happening
Squad 2,
at the
can you
moment.
keep an eye on to west and northwest?
Yeah,
Flanking.
they smashed the ones out in the middle of the field, or whatever you want to call it, the little island in the field, if you want to call it that. Pretty good, but they have medics and they're working. What I want to do is see FSQ push down there so they can sandwich sandwich the RIP squad here and completely wipe them. Sitting back as they're doing now is not achieving much. So they need to be more aggressive because they're smoking up a lot, which means they're going to use their medics, and FSQ needs to get the move on and help ZXD hold these off. ZXD can't aim over the open field with their guns because they're going to be a scope disadvantage. Russia's just going to shoot through that.
Yeah, they got the crest that's hill in terms of this RIP squad that I'm just looking at and you're looking at now. Out towards their eastern side, they're using that crest of this little island to sort of get in cover. Out towards the northwestern region, you sort of have FSQ slowly, I guess, pushing out of that sort of depot area, getting in that sort of Delta 4 region. You know, as long as sort of squad leads and marking sort of on the map happen, maybe FSQ can come over and that sandwich action can take into account.
Yeah, we have a good position of Gold Digger here with his scope aiming down the RIP guys, but I still want to see the rest of them. They have some context to the west, so I guess they're dealing with that before.
Pushing up on those markers
but
there.
on the contrary, RIP has not moved the last 3 minutes from this little middle of the field here, so that's going very well.
Yeah, the medics definitely working overtime there. They're getting their guys up, you know, helping with that sort of ticket bleed in terms of just people just giving up and I'm out of bandages, help me out. In terms of the district center on the south side, we're looking at that. We had a small squad, I think, of 3 RIPs, Bowley, Bernie, and Fever. 2 of those guys down, so you're looking at around about 90% of that squad down. Some really nice defense on that sort of district center, but out towards the eastern side, where we saw Squad 5, just out on that G4 keypad 6 sort of area, totally wiped.
I see enemy movement in G3, G3 keypad.
So now you see
a lot of players on district now, holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the Alamo for the Russian forces, you know,
Yeah.
so you may see a bit of a split sort of happening.
SVG, have you got a few guys ready to engage
SVG
those
sort of
enemies
getting
in,
pushed out of that
G3 keypad
eastern
1 and 2?
region, say is give or
Copy,
take
yeah, moving
Goal
now.
4, and now you have
Copy,
Rip guys over
thanks,
on
mate.
Echo 4. You know, you could sort of have a joint push happening there, but you're up against an Alamo in that sort of district. You have a lot of insurgents
Yeah.
over there.
The problem is right now, like, they are fine. They have them where they want. If Rip wants to get to the flag, they need to cross the water, which
We have
is
smokes
SU
coming
side.
from the west
Yeah.
side.
The
Squad 3
problem
can
is
check
obviously
that
the ones
they're
to the
getting-
right. They
they're
are still
flanking.
up, and I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, we're looking at
Southwest,
4:15 in
defense
KD and 10
point,
minutes in,
getting
and that
smokes.
just shows that Rip is playing very carefully, getting their people who's gone down
Roger
up
that.
again, which means there's no tickets lost.
Yeah, over on the insurgent side, you're looking at around that sort of 10 minutes, 477 tickets. So we have 477 tickets on the insurgent side.
We're looking at 482 on Russia, so
Okay,
there's
my
not a
guys
big
are
difference
saying
there,
that
about 5
there's
tickets.
enemies
So
on
obviously
the
that
west
is
side of the
pretty much
island,
the ticket bleed
field.
hurting the
Alright.
Russians.
Yeah.
Keep them busy.
Because
They
they
are
haven't,
ground.
as far as I know, lost any assets, any fobs, anything like that.
Nah, negative. There hasn't been any sort of comms over on the insurgent side of taking any BTRs or FOBs within that sort of 10 minutes. They're playing, Rip are playing very careful. BTR still located on that petrol station. I can hear out just down towards the southeastern region of the district center. I think it's going to be around, yeah, probably that petrol station area.
Okay, the enemy is pushing the compound we are in now.
Yeah, let's see how it happens for
Yeah,
FSQ
squad 3,
here.
try to hold the location.
There's still a
keep
few
your
Rip dudes
far in the
alive on
north,
the
and keep them
western
busy.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
good
it's,
job, squad three.
it's still that sort of island area. You still got that squad of
I
Rip.
think we have an FOB.
They're
there,
going
just keep
down,
them
but then
busy.
their
Keep your
medics are
rally
just right on
alive.
top of them.
Yeah, they've been doing that for close to 10 minutes now, and I don't think they've lost anyone.
And they're just using those fields casually, getting just crawling where they can. FSQ, I think now we do have one of the FSQ's guys does notice a bit of movement in that grass. FSQ just taking care of this western side, but we see a couple of Rip guys now moving in. Like Falafel Fout, maybe? It could be sort of
Squad 3, be aware your
pronouncing
enemies
name
coming
wrong,
from
which
the east. They're
I'm very
pushing
known
in
for.
from Echo 4, keypad 6. They're coming towards you.
Yeah, a couple of Rip guys, 2 Rip guys here. I think Frosty and I'm just getting straight up Falafel Fout. I'll call him. I do apologize there, but they're moving out towards the western side, maybe just to check out to see how it is. I think Mark may be squad leader
How's
for
the east
Rip.
looking?
Usually
Squad
is
5?
squad lead.
We're holding them back now at those
Yeah, Mark is
place.
probably.
Yeah, so looks like he's pushed out
Judging
of
by
the
the
squad.
communication, they're trying to set up this little sandwich right now, but they obviously have a squad in
There's
the field
enemies
stuff,
in the red smoke on
and
the
the
west
eastern
side
side
of
is
you guys.
pretty much waiting to get ready to push in.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah, FSQ doing a great job just out towards the western side of district, holding that off. Of course, that little Rip squad just out towards the western side of district in the little island area, staying within there. Well, push out towards the eastern side where we saw SVG sort of push on the petrol station before, just north of the petrol station, but Russian 2 squads there, 2 strong, pushed SVG back up to the north of the petrol station, and then eventually SVG, Serenian Vanguard, got wiped out, and then, had to basically push back over towards the fob, and
enemies
kids
closing in
outside
south
just
side of
causing a lot of
district
ruckus
on the workers.
over here in Brazil. Good work.
Copy that.
No, there's a ton
We're
of
trying
them
to hold
there.
them off. I'll let you know if you need help.
Yeah, no
What
problem. It's
I
quiet on
really
the
want
west,
to
so if
see
you need
though
any,
is that
anyone, let me
we
know.
are lacking some emplacements on this district. I'd like to see at least
Squad
some
5,
Dishkas
got
covering
BTR
the open
towards you
fields.
now.
Because
It's
I'm not
gonna be
sure what
like
the
that.
BTR is right now. Did it go?
BTR is on the eastern
He's
side. We got
stopped by the
Demon
compound.
Hunter Buckles.
There we go.
Yeah, so he's the petrol station thief.
Up that chest.
Ah, there we are. So they're basically playing very patient. And he's gonna smack down SVG now.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
He's just going to get in that sort of area. Definitely with the BTR optics and such, causing a lot of problems. We may see a pincer move from Rusty in places here. A lot of their forces are coming out of that sort of petrol station. Maybe 3 or 4 left behind on that area, but they're going to push up and they're going to have that support of the BTR. This is the region we're looking at around about the Goal 4. And SVG
Whoa,
coming under contact again.
Straight over there. very sick RPG, basically a 300-meter shot, but it went right over him, and the second one missed.
And even now towards the south side of the district, we have a three-man squad of Rusty in Places, Bowley, Bunny, and Fever. Even they're pushing up on and taking down a couple of the FSQ guys, just down on the south side of the district center.
All squads. They're
Looking
pushing
at
on
it, it's
Foxtrot
actually
4,
it's
keep at
quite a
3,
good quite a
They're
good
pushing in from the
performance
east.
here from Insurgents. Last 5
and
minutes,
south.
I stated it was 477 tickets, and now it's
We have
473
enemies danger
tickets.
close to squad
So-
1's location.
It's a pretty good it's a pretty good
Roger
run in terms of 5 minutes. You're only losing around about 4 tickets. So I think in terms of the fluidity of the comms between FSQ, SVG, and ZXD Delta has been really good. I think they've got a decent. It's sort of decent comms here. You know, they're helping out each other. Medics are helping out each other as well. Not just ZXD Delta. The medics are helping out ZXD Delta. No, they're going to sort of get everyone up. Remember, it's a team sort of game. But we do have a bit of rip now coming in towards the south west. Bit of 4-man squad here. 2 left alive out of that 4-man squad. So you have a bit of a hit up now. We have the squad that was out towards the eastern side on the Echo 4. They're going to start now pushing in.
SVG, be aware you've got
Yeah,
a few
that's
enemies
still
flanking
something,
to
but I
your
mean,
far east.
If we're gonna be honest here,
roughly
Rip has
G3,
they have
keep at
moved,
2.
but they're still not even close where they need to be.
Copy that.
I'm guessing they have a fob straight on the flag on District Center.
Yeah, you do have we do have, the Insurgent Forces. Foxtrot 3, keypad 4 and 7. Around about that sort of line there, we have a fob. So that's helping with the reinforcements on the District Center. They're pushing out from that north down towards the southern region. But they do have a bit of a gap now. A bit of a gap just down on the southwestern region where you're now seeing two groups of RIP now starting to push in.
Yeah, the problem is that Pebbles is very close to that fob. If he's lucky, he's gonna see them coming out there, and if they know where their only fob is, that is not gonna be pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Out towards that sort of northwestern region, he is going to come out of contact with a lot of
Enemies
SVG.
danger close down squad 1's
Yep,
latest
one down.
operation.
So they
But
saved that.
exactly, if he sees them trickling out of a certain compound, he could put it down to it's a rally point or it's a fob. But now you see Rip starting to move off that sort of southwestern region.
Enemies are pushing through from
Around
south
about the
as well.
Foxtrot
Might
4
be some
keypad
damage.
1, give or take 4.
Okay, I'm diverting my guys towards that side of the cap.
Yeah, FSQ needs to push off this compound now. They're not doing anything here right now. They need to pull on the flag because Rip is getting close now, and their sandwich is on the action.
Yeah.
I mean, the western side is already broken because they broke through. So when the eastern guys comes in,
Enemies are
that's
pushing
your
through
problem.
on Foxtrot 4, keep at 5.
Yeah, out towards the east. The eastern side of the district seems to be covered in terms of that sort of force out towards the SVG, sort of pushing down where they can out towards that sort of Gulf 4. But
Squad
as
3
you
are
said,
able to push in here.
FSQ are located out towards the Delta 4 region, sort of stopping flanks from happening or a setup of a forward cap from happening on Depot. But again, you're sort of seeing Insurgency starting to lose their ground on the south side of District Center here. Rip slowly starting to trickle in, starting to push up.
Squad 3 are able to
Oh,
pull back
there
to
is,
district.
but Rip has pretty much gotten smashed now. This is gonna be a lot of give-ups.
We have enemy contacts.
Jeff
here.
Will, Dildo
No, yeah,
Baggins, G, a couple down, as well as Panzer,
But we can
Morga,
use
Black
it to
Panther,
help,
which is
really.
another SL here.
Squad 2, what's the situation?
I mean, 10 minutes into the
we
game, we had
killed multiple enemies on this
15-0
cap,
KD, and right now
seems
we're
fairly
equal on
quiet now. I think
34,
we've got most
33.
of
That
them.
means in the last 10 minutes, the Insurgents
see
have
these
actually
have
gone 2-1 in KD versus Russia, which is very impressive. So Rip is gonna need to reorganize here and actually focus on getting all their men in. We still have people over on Petrol Station, even though for 20 minutes they haven't seen any contact whatsoever. At this point, it would probably be good to just stationary one with a bind there, and the rest of them needs to move up to the point. Because they're probably going to be sure that, alright, Insurgents are only content with holding District Center, we need the men there.
BTR is close to our pub now. on
Yeah,
the bridge.
we do now have out towards the northwestern region. BTR now pushing out towards that area, and a more or less half squad of RIP sort of pushing in from that northwest. It has been stated that on the insurgent side, they have confirmed that
marker's
it's
aggro
starting
on
to
that
get
BTR.
very close to their fob. But now
Yeah, they have essentially marked the fob. They are about 20 meters south of it with the marker, thinking it's in the stone compound, but that might as well be an accurate marker.
yeah, they have that sort of indication of where it's all happening. RPG just narrowly missing that BTR. And we're gonna see two. Basically, now we're gonna see RIP place. We're gonna have two fire fronts sort of with the insurgent forces.
The
We're
enemies
gonna
are
have down
coming
towards the
from our
southeast, southwestern
southwest,
region,
so I think
and then we're gonna
they
have up
have
towards the
FOB or
northeast,
something in the
Yo,
northeast
yo, yo,
region.
break. Enemy dismounts pushing our fob from the east now.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about the insurgents now. They're gonna be boxed in, and sure, they completely wiped RIP coming in from the south side. Except that is that a medic? Oh, he's gonna go down. Okay, so they wiped the squad coming in from the south. Now they have to worry about the northeast.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the
And
RIP
if,
now pushing in
logic drop is
off the river.
pushing
Two of them
towards
gone down.
Cross
Pebbles and
Trade.
dominated there. Now we're going to see Zulexray Delta shift their guys up towards the north side.
Squad 4, do you need assistance on that fob?
Yeah, the entire southern squad of RIP has now given up and respawned. That is nice. That is working for them.
Ooh, nice hit on that BTR. Ollie 995 from Zulexray Delta there.
But now we have one squad coming in from the west. We have one squad
Send
coming in
in,
from the
AT
south,
down
and then we have the
towards
RIP
the
guys
FSQ
on the
and try and get
northeast.
that
This is
BTR
the sandwich
They
needed
are
to
on
do.
the FOB, they are on
And
the
they're coming in from the
They're on
fields
the
and then
south,
straight from the
copy.
south, and they have cover from trees and a little bit of ridge
Yeah.
line, which means they're gonna get into close combat here.
Yeah, you've got now your three fronts of basically of RIP guys out towards that sort of western Echo 4 region, down on Foxtrot 4 keypads 1, 2, and the fob now out towards Foxtrot 3 keypad 8 sort of region. You have
We
RIP
do
now
have
moving
spare
in there.
Take you out now
BTR is
with
moving
full
south
supplies.
on the new
Really
mark.
nice sandwich here, and FSQ still located out towards that sort of western region on the Delta 4. Covering that sort of forward cap on depot.
Oh, there's a
Depot.
BTR.
Yeah, they're not really on the flag though, and there seems to be like 5 people here, while there are only 3 of RIP keeping them busy here. Even 6. One dude is pushing
Yes,
out.
mate,
7.
sorry,
2
in a
dudes
fight
are
at the
pushing
minute.
out actually, going on some kind of flanking. Might be one of the SLs. Yeah, I think it is. If it's Bennett, isn't Bennett
Okay,
usually an
please
SL?
repeat, mate.
So I'm not really liking this. Essentially,
you
all
get
of
fucked
FSQ
down,
squad
guess
is
we lose this
being
one.
kept away
If you
from
do
the
that,
actual
do
point
Do you
by
want
3
us
people
to
of RIP.
make FOB
RIP is probably very happy
on
with
squad
that.
3 location? Do you want us to make FOB
We have
here?
just down on Delta
okay,
5
so-
keypad 2.
minute.
Can you confirm a fob down there? Delta
Squad, we're
5
gonna need to
keypad
help
2.
on the defense points.
Yep.
Yes, so that has
They
been
have a fob.
Yeah,
marked.
we're on defense at the
D55.
minute. We're
D55,
engaging
yeah.
heavy contact southwest, south.
Yeah, so down on over the insurgent squad, they have marked around about that spot of an enemy fob.
Yeah, they're digging it down now.
Yep.
So that's nice. That's nice. They got that fob. That's nice. And RIP just called out that the D55 fob is indeed going down. They're not gonna make it, so that one is gone.
I gotta say, you're looking at we're about 23
Enemy
minutes
marker
in,
on the site is
435
district.
tickets for the insurgent forces. You'd kind of expect it to go worse in a way, but I think they're doing it quite
Definitely.
well in terms of defense.
Satan is in
RIP
your
is down to
guys. Get the fuck
371
right
now, so they're doing
Hit us.
fantastic, to be honest. They have the equal KD, and they're
Copy,
constantly
Alton.
bleeding them. And sure, RIP has now lost their first asset in terms of a fob.
Yep.
But if we're looking at the BTR, he's at 13-0 now. I'm not sure if he killed any vehicles. He's not yet made up for his 30 tickets. In terms of raw ticket, obviously has been a nail in the eye for the insurgents. But RIP is pushing in now, and unless one of the insurgents pull off some miracle here, they're gonna take this flag.
Yep.
Unless
we-
some
we-
insurgent gets 5-6 kills here alone.
Ooh,
This is
very
a
nice RPG there down on the south side. Maybe almost actually did not take down Panther, just hit the wall there. But you see that western side push now with Jeff
Get
Will.
slightly overwhelmed on
Big
this,
RPG, but
defense
didn't
at
get the
minute.
medic.
Yeah.
2 RPGs and he's barely missed the medic, but
SVG
yeah,
is pushing back on
they're
district
getting in
now.
the cap zone now.
Copy, thank you.
There they are, just out of the western side of the district center. A couple of guys on the rip side down towards the south side of district. Northeastern side totally wiped in terms of Rusty in places. It looks like ZXD, Delta, and SVG dealing with them sort of up in the FOB, the Foxtrot 3 keypad 8 region. But now we are going to see...
We have a
take-
massive one coming in from insurgents
lot of
now,
enemies
but
on squad
we
one
also
in
have
this
the one that I asked, the petrol station squad, the defense squad of RIP is coming up now.
Yep, yeah, I do see
So
that.
they're feeling it.
Hey, Squad 3, can you bring the SPG
Really
to the
nice,
defense point somewhere north?
Really nice in terms of
When
that
they
sort of
look at the
BTR
BTR.
staying away. You know, it's...
Yeah, sure.
It's the same with Samari. You don't just drive a Hummer in because you have so many alleyways and so many roads. It's easy to get sort of ambushed if you have the sort of Raider kit or the RPG sort of kit. So to play it at a long distance is, you know, you may not be racking up the kills like in 10 seconds, 10 minutes, but eventually over time you're saving that 30 tickets that the BTR has, and you know you're keeping that asset away. It's more than a fob. So Rip really
Can
playing
you
their
mark the
BTR well
BTR's
and their
location on
assets.
the map if you know where it
Be
is?
advised, I've got a repair station down for this PG.
New mark on that BTR is estimated. That's just where it last engaged me from.
Yeah, still on that western side. We are seeing Rip now taking the southern side of
FSQ
District
be
Center.
advised have taken a small foothold to the south and southeast of district.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to try and clear the southeast side now.
Well, insurgents are actually in the relevant area because they are on the cap zone. RIP does not have any dudes in the cap zone, which is obviously very important. So they've gotten into the close combat, which is a great first step because now they know they can't get smashed when running towards the cap zone, but they still have to actually get in the relevant compounds.
Yeah, south side, full south side of the district center now completely owned by sort of Rip there. Northern side, mass spawn of the insurgents sort of coming in. See an eastern side, bit of a push there from Rip, as you stated before. You know, that defense force happening on the petrol station now, slowly moving up out towards that sort of Golf 3 keypad 1-ish, I guess you would sort of say.
Yeah, Rip's calling out that they're taking down the FOB in C25. So that's obviously a backup FOB for Depot, which, in case they lose this flag, is terrible for the insurgents, because then they need to respawn in main base unless you have one on stone band.
That is correct. Charlie 2 keypad 5, that FOB is going down.
They're pushing into the FOB from our northeast.
Copy that.
Hey guys, welcome to Tactic Tuesdays. In terms of the stream quality, guys, I do apologize if it's a bit wonky. I'm not too sure, I haven't actually sort of checked. It is being locally recorded, so you can check it out on our YouTube channel, which is below. And that will be up if the stream quality isn't that sort of great. Commentary and everything of that sort will go in towards that sort of local recording, guys. Tactical Tuesday this evening. Rusty in places up against Serenian Vanguard, Finnish Squad, and Zulu X-Ray Delta. 39v39 on code CAN AASV2. We're coming up to around about 30 minutes now, and it's been a decent battle for the insurgents up against the Russians.
I found Z2 of a beat shit.
Yeah, they have Rip
Squad 4
trying to get to that FOB of the insurgents still.
Out towards that sort of northeastern region.
Thank you.
Northeast of that, of the district center that we're sort of covering at the moment. You know, definitely knocking out that FOB located on the Foxtrot 3 keypad 4 region, you know, would just completely decimate the insurgent forces' control of the district center, and then we may even see just the, you know, once Rip get in their momentum, they can just start forward capping. You know, they already took out the Charlie 2 FOB up there.
We are trying to chase them down.
So I think that's what Rip want to start doing. They want to get a force over, get that northern FOB out of district center. They want to start pushing on the south and western region of district. take out that fob.
Yeah.
The squad's going to use their sort of
Enemy FOB mark.
their rally points. But then you'd see Rips sort of start to take over district center,
Okay, we'll try and push
and then
up the
soon
southeast
enough they'll be
side
over on
and work our way
depot.
towards that.
Yeah, you have the squad 5 of Rip basically over in Stonebend looking for the backup fobs. Then you have a lonely FSQ dude, Mig is chasing them. Oh no, he actually has
Yeah,
a
he's got
couple
4
of
guys.
with him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the FSQ that was just out on that western side, sort of covering there. It looks like they just weren't pushed out enough, and you now see sort of Rips starting to come in, which you have Mark and Frosty checking out that sort of northern side.
I'm not a big fan of this FSQ move. I think they're much more needed either on the attack flag, because the attack flag is now looking very thin. There are 3 people, which I think is the correct decision, but at this point, you can almost count on RIP being overconfident and bored of sitting doing nothing, so they might do that mistake of just having few people. So if you bum rush that with the 9 people, you should be able to take it.
Yeah, having that sort of
And force
impatience.
some dudes back.
Yeah, having that sort of impatience of like, no, let's change our decision instead of going in for the defense. Let's go in for the offense, and then them just getting back capped or something. You know, petrol station's only holding 3 guys. I think it is just in the distance there, and it looks like basically Insurgents just want to do a bit of a holding game. South side still under the south side of the district center still under control.
Your petrol, anything, guys?
By the Russian forces being rusty in
I think they're
places.
taking far more losses than we are at the minute.
Alright, just give me a
Yeah,
holler,
and
keep on,
there's
you fuck down, I'll get truck
There
ready
are
and break you down.
getting closer and
What do the other
closer,
guys
to be
think?
honest. They are now in the relevant compound, so as I like to call it, on the relevant side.
Losses here.
And
Yep.
they're basically
Just hold
surrounded
the
now.
door now, so best we can
Yeah,
do.
there's a sandwich
Keep
motion
trying to
sort of
get
coming
small,
in.
I think.
You see that sort of southern force of the district center.
If,
Some
squad
of them
3
splitting off
get
into the
hands-
eastern
their
area.
hands on a
They got a
vehicle,
couple
they'll
enemies
get
out towards the
down
northeastern
south so we
area.
can, do some hits onto petrol station.
So you're seeing a lot of fronts for the insurgent forces they have to fight on here.
Body truck. We can go south if need be.
We're still fairly equal
Be
in
advised
KD
that
though.
enemy
We're
danger close in,
at
F3,
280
keep
tickets
that
for
to
RIP. How's it looking on Insurgents?
372
south.
tickets.
You
372
want
tickets
that?
after 30 minutes.
That's a 100 ticket win. That's the bleeding right there.
If you're able to do it, mate, yeah, why not?
Yeah, you're looking at sort of the KD 90, 94,
Don't know how the
101,
others are.
99, 93.
Say 2 on your rally point, enemies
Yeah.
really close.
Copy.
Copy that, copy that.
See a couple of rips
Yeah,
now
enemies are
pushing on
pushing
the
southeast.
the southeastern side of district, now being totally wiped out there. But we're going to see a northeastern push there on the fob. Even Mark and his guy, Fluff or Fout, probably start pushing from that sort of top side down towards
Truck
the
enemies and me.
down towards the
at
fob.
rally point. Mark enemy. Got enemies.
Yeah, it's gonna
north
be
of-
really
north
interesting
of
to
the
see what happens with this RIP squad up over to the very east. Seems to me that they are actually
maybe
realizing
try and get a vehicle
approximately where
from
the fob
main
is, and they're gonna go down on
do
it.
that FOB. Maybe it'll do us good to take some pressure.
And
off
squad
the cap.
5, the fob
Yeah,
killing
I think
squad,
so, yeah.
basically is very
My squad
close
is
to
moving
Insurgent
to
squad
our
right now.
FOB
Yeah,
to
exactly.
defend it.
The SVG, FSQ now pushing up towards the northern region. They've seen a couple of guys that go down. Profion from FSQ going down. Mark is now going to start to trickle on in behind enemy lines. Out towards his east, though, he does have a couple of RIP forces there. That could help him out.
SVG, can you tell Renegade and Frankie there's a guy in the
But
compound
Potato
mark
shuts
on
him
that.
down.
He's behind them.
Yeah.
Gonna get dicked.
Copy that.
So the fob is safe for now, but they still have the contacts to the east and the ones to the very east. And that's an RPG if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, that was exactly right on top of you.
Straight in the face of a blown up truck already though, so that
Yep.
was a waste.
Let's have a look down on the south side of the district. We now see RIP out on the southeastern side. A couple of their forces down, but actually southwestern side. But we do have just down on the southeastern side a RIP force now pushing in. But again, insurgent
is the
tactics, hit
problem.
and runs.
Yeah, Furious is actually wasting all these rockets on an already blown up truck. Might be some some terms of graphical and view distance there that I actually he on his screen can't see that it actually dead.
Yep.
I trick with the eye there. I really wish
have a lot of
RIP
enemies
would
on Fox
send up their
keep
BTR a
fighting
little
for
bit more there.
double marker.
Sure, if you lose it, but if anything, you're stealing the
squad there.
attention away from the infantry. Push it up on the west side, start being a bitch and shooting at everything. And sure, if you go down, but that's gonna force them to relocate, take cover, and then your infantry can push in.
And it's perfectly marked as well. It is the marker of the insurgent forces is exact. So by being stationary there, you could have a two-man sort of RPG squad pushing out far west or something, or east, and so sort of getting behind and sort of take it down. That BTR could push in, I guess, to that island that we saw on Echo 4 Keypad 5, where we saw Rusty in places there early game, and sort of use that crest of the hill to their advantage.
Yeah, I wish Insurgents had 4 techies in main base. They could easily hunt that BTR with just sending a squad back, taking those, and since you said they had a perfect market, you know exactly where it is. Just because I said that, it obviously moves. But, I mean, they still would benefit from hunting that, if anything, just for the techie's sake. Because that's how they're gonna win. And just as I said that, we have actually 3 dudes coming in a techie here. But that's a transport. No, that's a lodge even.
District center battle still going on. Rip not letting go, just like a pitbull. Just out on the southeastern side, there's a couple of Rip guys still left alive. Out on the southwestern side, slowly starting to push up. Out on the northeastern side, just east of the fob, still some guys located there. And Mark, again, Mark is not giving up. He's located up towards the northern side. It looks like there was a bit of a techie, and yes, there was out on the northwestern side of District Center. We do see a techie down. Techie is down, trying to get up against the BTR. BTR on fire. That's a perfect RPG hit.
What do you guys? What the fuck do you want?
This techie is doing exactly what I wanted them to do, like 5-ish, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, okay,
they are heading to
east of
petrol
Nest.
station. Just a lodge with 3
Okay,
people.
okay,
They're gonna set up a fob, probably spawn some dudes
that
in, and
works.
then run to petrol station.
And
And
get that sort of forward
That can work.
back, or actually back cap sort of happening.
Enemy
Yeah.
BTR is trying to flank our
they're taking a
FOB from
very long route. I mean, they are
north.
heading to petrol station. Petrol station has only 3 people on it.
We have a
There
SVG
is,
somewhere.
however, a baby Jesus very far south,
What'd you say?
scouting for that. If he's lucky to
Only
see
follow
him
that
to the
mark?
west or hear him to the south. That is pretty impressive.
good
I gotta
try
give
to
him
drop
that he
there.
actually have the discipline to have one back like
G6
that.
keypad 5.
That is something that is probably my biggest mistake, and that is something I know FFL's backpack constantly does. He can lay still for 15 minutes watching a flank. And that is exactly what Rip is doing, and it pays off. If they're lucky, they're gonna see this techie.
No, it's very, it is very smart. With Baby James here, sort of staying back, watching the western flanks.
So which squads do you want to switch
It
to
will be
hit
the
petrol?
case, I believe, that the insurgents are going to place a fob on Golf 6 keypad 5.
Squad 3
And you see the BTR now rolling sort of back south.
The BTR is running back. This
So-
could be. It's probably a resupply because I haven't heard anything unless I missed it. But they could be really
sure thing.
unlucky here. And that's a flying BTR.
Yeah, BTR will go back for repairs, and it had taken 2 hits previously. I did see it on fire, so I think that's what it's going to start doing. Just head back for some repairs.
We seriously need a push
Then it all
from,
comes down
from
to
the
how
opposite
unlucky
side
are
of
the
their FOB,
insurgents.
I think.
Because
Well, they're gonna
where
end
is
up
it going for
overwhelming this
repairs?
point.
Oh, they have a repair station over here in Foxtrot 6 keypad. No,
Okay,
sorry, yeah,
Foxtrot
Foxtrot 6
10
keypad 6.
seconds.
So they're gonna repair here, which is basically on the petrol station.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna tell my
south
guys
We
side.
have
this
the lovely
one.
insurgents.
You'll see sort of how this sort of works out. 323 tickets sort of remaining. 1 hour 21
Oh shit.
left.
Focus up.
It's looking very good for Insurgents
Copy.
now. Rip has 213 left. They have only 1 flank now. Insurgents have managed to hold them off to the south side, so Rip is only coming in from one side. doing the close quarter combat. They still haven't ever touched that
Okay, I'm
fob.
gonna take who I can and push
I'm
for
starting to
petrol.
lean that the insurgents will actually take this one.
Let's do it.
And
We'll go with you.
fairly convincing.
Yeah, we do have now Zulu Delta now spawning. They had the fob is now active on Golf 6 keypad 5. But again, you know, now you'll see sort of a push on the petrol station from the southern side, but you've got the BTR, it's sort of repairing there. Are they just going to wait for the BTR to sort of move off and then get into the attack, or are they just going to do a full-on engagement? I guess we'll soon see and find out there. I'll head up to the district center just in around about a minute or so and see how that's sort of going. But I believe the insurgent forces are doing a hell of a job with that fob still up towards the northern side region. It's constantly resupplying.
Don't scan yourself, keep it stealthy. Stay the foliage.
Keep it stealthy.
Alright, here comes ZXD.
Yeah, so ZXD, you know, Hot Potato staying a local, just stealth. That's all we want, sort of stealth here. So they're not looking to go in guns blazing. They just want to be ninjas, sort of go through the shadows.
Okay, yeah, get some stamina.
I think it's better to push through the field, just across the street and then through the field.
In terms of the other squad leaders of the insurgent forces, I think they have it sort of under control of districts, and I haven't heard of fob being taken or not, but I do see a lot of red on that district. I will break away because I actually do want to see district center just to see how it's going. I see more red than blue, but it could just be my eyes sort of playing up. No. Rusty in places, I think around about 2 squads or so south side of district center. Now pushing up strong. Pushing to the base of the insurgent forces. FSQ now located out towards the northeastern region.
Yeah. They're still not capping. They're not in the cap zone yet.
No, negative. Gotta find out where the cap is, if it's underground or above ground. I think it's just a giant ball.
Yep. And the BTR is getting off now, and that means that ZXD can pretty freely move in, and there's 2 people in petrol station.
Yeah,
There's
it's
more
really...
There are a couple of guys north away from it, but if they get these 2,
Yeah,
that is a problem. Yep,
yeah,
they just called it. Enemies moving south of petrol, they saw them.
yeah, it's really all down to the district center. We have around a lot of forces now going down here. We're going to see Rip starting to push in. Now they're in the cap. They are starting to push into the cap.
2 people down.
Alright, I'm going to push out towards... And nothing has been called in.
We're gonna need you guys back here.
Yeah, ZXD has already lost 3 people, and now Rip is coming back. They're spawning some dudes on the fob. AG Earl and Metatron is pushing back.
Yeah, up towards the northern side. You got to stop pushing back too. Yep. Yeah, too much open. Yep. And Baby James, I think Baby James might actually find the fob. Just see where he's going. I think he's a bit further away than expected.
He's east of it, fob. The fob is in Foxtrot 6, keypad 6.
Yeah.
So he's east of it.
Yeah, but so
he's pushing away from it.
Yeah, a bit more northwest he'll be able to find it. Yeah, a bit more northwest he'll be able to find it.
If they spawn in and kill him from behind though,
Keep some of them busy.
that is a problem. And we are now running at 175 tickets from Rip. Obviously what this achieves is that Rip is now suddenly realizing, okay, we have a defense flag, which means they're gonna pull less people off the attack they have been keeping them going for 43 minutes now and not punch through.
It is being capped, but again, you are gonna see. The south side was heavily pushed by Rip, Rusty in places. A lot of the insurgents down, but it looks like with that still with that fob up towards the northern area. It just constantly constantly resupplying the insurgent forces to push down. You know, Rip coming in from the southeastern region, southwestern region, pushing sort of both sides there, but in the insurgents are, you know, staying consolidated in compounds. But again, you know, the constant respawning is taking the tickets down. We've got 283 tickets. We are, I think, around about 100 more than what Rip are. But again, utilization of district center.
Yeah. This is neutralizing it. Yeah, how's the ticket count on insurgents?
280 tickets.
That is still a 140 ticket lead. If I'm not mistaken, they're gonna get 40 tickets. They're gonna lose 40 tickets and take about 20. So it's gonna be a 60 ticket different once they get district. The big thing is obviously they're gonna bleed them. If they just hold district, they are slowly gonna catch up unless they lose too much on the KD there. But this attacks needs to stop now. They need to spawn up their boys at district and hit in there.
Yep.
In the cap zone.
Yeah, you see
Like I
Rip
tell my
now.
boys, if you're not in the cap zone, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, they're slightly, just ever so slightly, just up towards the northern region. They are just in the cap zone, but not enough to freeze it.
Oh, lots of Rip down now though.
Do you want my guy?
Oh, they're clumping up so much. Need to push back now. Rip's medics are working pretty much freely.
Yeah, a lot of consolidation
losing
happening.
it.
No looking to sort of flank on the western side or flank on the eastern side. You know, pushing off that fob out towards the north side, pushing out towards west.
Yep, and Rip is preparing to rush the next flag.
Yeah,
They're getting into BTR, and then they're gonna rush the next flag.
yeah, that's where we see once Rip get their momentum sort of going, and they get their confidence back. That's their common strategy. Is they're straight off to the next flag. They're straight off to depot. Once they get that cap in, and there's no insurgent forces over on depot on Charlie 3. We are going to see 2 guys, 2 SVG, start sort of pushing over there. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing for the insurgent forces to get in that cap zone.
Outside.
Yeah. Rip having some multi-communications in the cell now. They are losing district now, so insurgents are capping it now.
Insurgent forces now pushing in. They're starting to make their ground back up. They've sacrificed almost 20 tickets of respawns here to sort of get this back, but it's a big sacrifice, and it's the sacrifice you need to make.
Yeah, Rip needs to get their boys in there now. They still have a full squad on the petrol station. This is essentially what saved the insurgents right now. Is that very timely push from, I believe it was ZXD.
Yeah, it's Electric Delta.
Realize oh shit, we need to go back.
Yeah, exactly. You know, by Zulek Ray Delta placing that fob on the Gulf 6 keypad 5 region and sort of making that small attack there, it's then split the forces of Rip. You know, the ones that were going for attack were going, oh, we have to go back to defense. You know, that they didn't have the ultimate push that they sort of wanted there. With that northern fob located on Foxtrot 3 keypad 4 of the insurgent forces, it allowed for that constant respawn and resupply to happen. And now you're going to see Rip. They have to make back their ground that they've
They're
lost.
going to neutralise where, sorry? Okay.
Yeah, we have neutralized it. Yeah, so neutralize back with the insurgent forces. You're going to see that what you stated before, Nordic, Charlie 3 out in depot. You know, with that forward cap, we already have 3 guys over there to sort of take care of that. Now that's going to split the Rip forces up even more. You know, you've got out towards the western side, a little small squad there. Out on the district center. You know, they're going to start to push in.
Yeah, they kind of sit there, and Mark is going to go down now. He's running. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I got him. So they've lost 2. There's 2 left, and yeah, they're not going to be capping this.
Yeah, the fob, the southern fob is still up, just down on the Gold 6 keypad 5 region. It looks like a couple of Zulu Trade Deltas, 3-man squad there, just spawning back down.
Be advised of the FOB rough location F6 keypad 3. They're building a repair station for a damaged BTR marked on map.
But again, Rip aren't giving up. They're located just around the southwest of district, mid-section of district. Coming up to around about sort of 40 minutes of play. And brutal play. Insurgents, amazing job just holding District for around about this 40 minutes. They almost lost it there around about 2 to 3 minutes ago with the neutralization from the Russian forces. But North Fob save for sure has really sort of helped out the insurgent forces there. I'm surprised RIP haven't sent another squad to take out that Fob, because I think that's the burden for him. I think that's been the burden for RIP with that northern
Yeah,
Fob.
I think it's fantastic that this Fob that isn't it isn't that good to begin with. I mean, I realize why they place it, but it isn't a super fob or a very good fob in all. And they just not taking it out, so...
Yeah, they've tried twice, I think it was. You know, Mark from Rusty in Places sort of taking out that Charlie 2 fob, pushing all the way over to Stone Bend and sort of pushing to the northern side of that fob and trying to take it. I think twice he tried, and eventually not succeeding. And the eastern side, northeastern side from Rusty in Places of District Center trying to push out there again.
Squad 4, you're gonna have to get your
Was,
18 to hurry up. It's
with
repairing.
no success. And again, it's just been the burden for the Russian forces with the district.
Yeah, what they needed to do, I mean, they got a couple of ton militia. Let's get the flag. What they needed to do was stack up 3 fobs to the east and then push that fob, and they wouldn't have a chance. But it's very easy to get tunnel vision. It's very easy to go, alright, we're coming closer. But it didn't work, and I mean, you're not gonna take this flag unless that fob is taken down, and it's not that hard. I mean, they could stack up between it, smoke the water, run up, stack beside it, and fight there, and the spawn timer will go up, and then Insurgent will be screwed. Insurgent. But at this look now, we're down below 3-digit tickets on rep. They have 81.
81 tickets, 240 over here. 240 tickets for the insurgent forces.
Guns in here to cover.
Yeah, of course. You know, sort of being eye in the sky. There's a lot that we can sort of say in terms of tactics. Like they should be doing this, they should be doing that. But again, guys, it's just only our perspective on you know, possible ways of seeing. These guys are on the ground, so they've only got that field of view that they can get. But again, you know, it's trying to think of different ways. How could you attack this fob? How could you get rid of that? How could you get rid of that killer?
The BTR has now been abandoned because they drove in the water, which caused it to start burning.
Aye.
Which is a little bit shame. Not the biggest of deals because it happened so late in the game, but it's still not obviously ideal. And if they go and kill that BTR now, or they lose it, yeah, the game is over.
It's not going to be good, yeah.
48 now.
Yeah, so if I push down towards the south side, there's X-Ray Delta just down here.
Yeah, the BTR is gonna go down. We have an RKG3 Raider going and taking it out. So that is going to be the end. Not the biggest of worlds. I'm pretty sure Rip was still losing still. Considering they're pretty far behind and it was a bit of end of the game, but it's very unfortunate. But
there is a bit of shout here from X-Ray Delta. They're like, "Oh yes, BTR's down," and Hot Potato's like, "Fuck yeah!" You know, it's been a burden. It's been a burden for the more or less a burden for the insurgent forces.
Demon Hunt, and that is a very nice BTR score. I mean, they've done a lot.
Yeah, but if you look at the KDs, you know, it's been close KDs all sort of round.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic, to be honest. Insurgent played a really well game, and they completely deserve it. They held their point. They did what I said in the beginning, like, be content with the district center, keep leading them, don't count on out-killing them. And the honorable mention in this game obviously goes to ZXD's fantastic timing on Petrol Station there when they were just about to lose district center, but they forced Rift out. All in all, pretty solid.
No, really solid from these sort of 3 clans here. Finnish squad, X-Ray Delta and Serenian Vanguard coming up against Rusty in Places. We know Rusty in Places are a bit of a contender when it comes to Tactical Tuesdays, and they like to show their might and power. But it looks like a really nice communication between these three guys, Electric Delta, Finnish Squad, and Serenian Vanguard. They're going to take out this round one. 227 tickets remaining, coming up to, we're over 50 minutes, we're 54 minutes at the moment.
Rip is on 1 ticket, so whoever bleeds out next or gets insta-kill, that is the and there we go.
There we have. So 226 tickets.
Nice.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Nice work.
I'm glad I actually a lot of celebratory from over on the Insurgent side here. I'm going to stay on the Insurgent side. Rip are going to have a go at the Insurgents and see sort of how they play.
Really good
We're going to see Finnish Squad, Electric Delta, and Serenian Vanguard. They're going to head over towards the Russian side for round 2. If they if they decide to play, which I believe they are, 5 minutes for the break. Guys, in the meantime, I'm just going to throw up a couple of clan promos. Enjoy. If you're interested in joining these clans, seek them out, go find them, find their discords. But you can find them all on the CCFN Community Clan Fight Night Discord, guys. I think there's an invitation below. If you click on that Discord link on Twitch, you come on over. You can meet the clans. You can meet the community. If you go to Clan of 9, you can participate in Tactical Tuesdays and CCFN Sundays. But in the meantime, guys, around about 5 minutes, we'll take a break. We're back for round 2. From my perspective, I'll be looking at Rusty in Places on the Insurgent side, and they have a bit of an uphill battle, and see if they can take out Tactical Tuesdays for this evening. Stay tuned, guys.